Hello.
A person. All right. Hey, James?
Yeah, I'm James.
I'm
Nice to meet
probably
you.
muted. No?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I know what's happening. Hold on.
Ah.
Sometimes my microphone mutes my speakers on my laptop, and sometimes it does not.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're very quiet. That's probably
Okay.
this. Okay, cool.
It might be me on my end. I'm not sure if I'm
I think it's me.
connected.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. I don't use my external mic a lot, but I figure for today it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm trying out mine as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever done any role-playing games with strangers on the internet.
Same. Well, actually, that's not true. It's deeply not true. It's the first time that I've done it with strangers on the internet in Google Hangouts for a long time.
You have another platform you've used before?
I'm a hard knock veteran of IRC gaming, so used to do a lot of pickup games of Shadowrun and stuff like that.
Wow, far out. Cool.
Yes, if you really want to discover the full breadth of problem role player behavior, pickup games of Shadowrun on IRC are your jam.
Maybe I'll pass on that.
Probably for the best.
But having gone through that. What I have all these notifications coming through from the Discord. Should I just turn that off?
Yeah,
close it or something?
That would probably be for the best.
Okay.
Do you know how to do that?
I'm just going to quit the program.
Oh, if you want to just turn...
That should be fine, right?
If you want to just turn it off, it should be fine. I'm not going to tell you either way what to do, but if you want to stay in Discord, in the lower left-hand corner, there's going to be your little icon, your name, muting, undeafen, and then a little gear. In user settings, notifications, you can just turn desktop notifications off right on top.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. I've done that myself.
I don't get beeped every time.
Totally.
All right, cool.
All right. So let's see who we're waiting for. We are waiting for Patrick, Chris, and Robert.
I wasn't sure how to prepare. I read over the file for breakers and printed out my character sheet.
Okay, cool.
That seemed appropriate.
Absolutely. I am running it remarkably straight-laced because I wanted it to be easy for all of us.
Okay, cool.
I figured for a 3-hour con game, trying to like innovate or dig deep was a bad idea.
Right.
I do have a character keeper. I'm going to post that when there are a couple more people who join us. I hope.
Okay. Character keeper's like a Google file or something?
Yeah, I've made a Google spreadsheet to help us all out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'll do a little 5-minute call in Discord.
Yeah.
Also, I think I should be able to update the event itself. Comment.
Was one of the people we're waiting for named Steven?
No.
Okay. Because there's a Steven on here saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought maybe that was our guy.
Well, I mean, if we hit 5 minutes past and we don't have enough people, he's going to be in my game because I'm going to recruit him.
Thanks. Have you played anything else yet in this convention?
No, actually, I'm not planning on playing anything.
Oh, just running.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, I've had a really bad streak with jamming, so I kind of wanted to jump back in. Oh, we have Robert.
Hey, here's
Hi,
somebody.
Robert.
Yo.
How you doing?
All right.
Cool beans. As you can probably guess, we're waiting on 2 more people.
One of them was in the game I just left, so he should be on shortly as well.
Cool. He's probably giving himself a quick break.
Yep. Cool. I'm just waiting on my food to arrive, so if I have to step out, it's just to get the door.
Oh, of course. So in the meantime, have you had a chance to look at the rules document and etc.?
I don't see where that was posted.
It was not posted. If you had searched for it independently, you would have certainly found it. But let me post a link in the chat here.
No, I've actually run this before myself. I was just
okay.
You'd posted it somewhere else. Let me just check. Dungeon World of Dungeons, Breakers. Yeah, there it is.
Cool. And I've got a character keeper that I'm going to post in just a few minutes.
Okay.
I should actually grab my notes. We'll see if I have enough tether line. Boom. Robert, do you still have your notifications on for Discord?
No, I muted them while I was in the other game.
Okay. Maybe I accidentally turned mine back on. Nope.
Huh. I'll check mine again.
Okay.
Oh, I got mine off.
Okay.
The boop boop every now and then, though.
Boop. Boop.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Yo.
It's been almost 5 minutes, Robert.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well.
we just came from another World of Dungeons game.
Well, all right then. Oh, goodness. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Welcome. All right, now that we're all here, click. There is our character keeper. If there's anything about the character keeper that looks weird or is confusing or isn't helpful, just let me know and I'll see what I can do about that. But, well, we're all here, so I might as well get started laying out what we're going to do here today. We're playing World of Dungeons Turbo Breakers, which filters to me as sort of a Ghostbusters meets Big Trouble in Little China kind of working man meets supernatural mayhem dungeon crawl game. We're going to start out just laying out a few basic concepts, doing character generation, Then we're going to go and do our want, will, won't boards. We can also sort of blend want, will, won't into character creation since it's all in the keeper. For you guys who have never done a want, will, won't board before, what it is 3 rows. Want, topics that excite you, topics that make you happy, topics that motivate you to play. Will, topics that kind of bore you, aren't your thing, are strictly sort of neutral and meh, you'll put up with it for the good of the game, but you're not into it. Won't topics, things that disgust you, things that upset you, things that knock you right out of a game. So if you go to the want, will, won't tab in the character keeper, I'd love for you guys to add at least one thing to the board, whatever jumps out to you as vital to your enjoyment of the game. Robert, what's going on?
What's up?
Where is that?
Went away.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was Robert.
Chris, it said Chris muted me. So.
Yeah, I muted you and the sound went away.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback through you, Robert.
Okay.
Oh, technical issues. All right. Well, while he is working on his connection and or his microphone setup, guys, did you have any questions? Any immediate jump out thoughts?
I'm back.
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. Let's see, for character creation. Oh, does anybody not have the World of Dungeons Breakers PDF?
I've got it.
Cool. Well, I just tossed up an additional link in the channel just in case. So I think, let's see, character creation starts with a couple simple choices. Robert, how are you doing? Welcome back.
I'm good.
Good.
Yep.
So first, the game asks you to choose a general background category and then make that background more specific. So if you want a civilian background, you need to take a minute and think about what specifically makes you a civilian and how might that affect you as a breaker.
There's not a list of backgrounds that we're limited to. Is that right? It's just sort of whatever we come up with.
The game offers 5 general categories to start with, and I'm flexible. If you have something that jumps out as an idea for you, let me know.
Okay.
But the 5 general backgrounds are civilian, criminal, military, science, and weird.
Okay. Why don't I? Where is that in the PDF somewhere? I'm not sure I'm seeing it.
A lot of mechanics and very vital craft of the game are actually embedded in the character sheet. I've tried to make as much of that explicit as possible in the keeper, but yeah, definitely.
Section 1. On
so it doesn't necessarily spell out what weird might be.
It does not, but they give an example. Maybe you're weird and you were a Kivraxian death seeker who once fought against Kai Shira Kai's vile minions in the other world. So,
right. So like from the other side of the break is weird, maybe.
Right. Or quite frankly, maybe maybe you're part of some sort of sorceress cult on this side, but you know, for the good guys.
Okay. Okay.
Or you know, maybe your uncle was Egg Shen, and you're you're actually a sorcery master. Who knows? Geeky references, weird thing. Waves of goo. Yes, good. All right, just gonna scratch a note here.
You said Ghostbusters, and it just hit me.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. There's definitely a waterfall in the setting, and by waterfall I mean goofall.
Nice.
Extreme sports enthusiast. I really like that. The game does not offer any look prompts, so you're going to have to figure those out on your own. Cool. Oh, hey, we have a criminal background popping up. James, what did you think your criminal was going to be like? What's their usual oeuvre?
I think they've been busted for breaking and entering, but it's mostly like getting into people's cars at night, going through their glove boxes and stuff like that.
Okay, so
That's
mostly
sort of like entry level criminal.
Cool. Sort of petty theft.
Trying to make a quick come up.
Abducted by the other side. Tell me a quick story about that.
I'm picturing that maybe previously, or like when the break first happened, monsters snuck over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was a kid at the time, and some of them actually just like that super stereotypical monster under your bed. They actually grabbed me out of my bed while I was sleeping and brought me to the other side of the break.
Oh, shit.
And I lived there for a while before escaping and coming back. I didn't realize that I was abducted for a while.
Ooh, nice.
So
Nice.
I spent like a couple months of my childhood just living with some monsters.
That's pretty weird. Nice. Let's see. And a traveler from distant dimensions.
Yeah, so Robert will recognize this, but I sort of really enjoyed the character I was building up in the last one, and that was Peril of the Purple Planet, where there was like time and dimension hopping to get us there, and he's gone off looking for that planet again, so I think weird adventures have just led him here rather than the goal he was going for.
Whoops.
So he worked his way through the hellish whatever dimension, Kvarak's dimension, and has made his way to a place that looks like the Earth he knew, but not really quite.
Okay, so, well, at least there's an adventuring economy here, so he knows what he's getting into. Cool. So, all right, we all have our backgrounds, and I feel like that's going to provide some good flavor for each character. You're all going to start out as a cult. That means you're level 1. All 3 of your attributes should add up to a positive 1.
Okay.
So that means that you could have, say, a -2 insight, a +2 prowess, and a +1 resolve total. Or you could go with Fiona McTaggart's tactic and have a +1 prowess and no serious weaknesses.
Can you just give a brief rundown of what the 3 stats sort of represent?
Absolutely. And by absolutely, I mean it's pretty fuzzy. Insight is going to be, you know, perception, intuition, intelligence, that sort of thing. Prowess is physical strength, physical ability. It's knowing how to move your body and master three-dimensional space around you. Resolve is willpower, grit, guts, that sort of thing.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. I realize it's good to ask me even if the game says explicitly what it thinks they are, because there can be a sort of ludic gap between what I think they mean and what the game thinks it means.
Okay. Tough.
Tough.
Well, we have one tough person.
All right. Good. Everybody hide behind Jane. And then let Fiona beat the monsters up.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Now's not a bad time to choose a talent for your character. Talents are a little lower. I see where tough came from. Fiona's got that. Nice. Cool. Good to see that reflected in her HP totals.
I think that's everything. Yeah, equipment and speed, right?
Yes. It was a little difficult for me to work armor and speed into this sheet. Probably if I put more work into it, I could make it better. But assume in the armor and speed section that I'm highlighting in Patrick's area of the Keeper, the top one should be armor, the bottom one should be speed. The load limits are here on the right-hand side, right above the Cloud of Woe tracker.
Let's go over fast.
Yeah, it's not bad to start with a speed that you want to have and then give yourself a loadout that works for that.
Where do we put the talent?
Talents are a bit lower.
You scroll. I got
yeah.
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right above dollars and shards.
Gotcha.
Cool. Somebody took arcane. Good.
With like equipment in your pack, does first aid 3 uses count as one item, or is each use an item?
First aid 3 uses counts as one item is my interpretation.
Cool.
Do we automatically start with the rig? Is that why it's not got a
Start with the what?
Do we always start with the rig?
The rig.
For gear on hand, because it's not got a checkbox next to it.
I'm afraid I'm still having a difficult time understanding you, but my presumption is that at the start of an adventure, you're going in prepared and supplied, at least as prepared and supplied as you can be. Does that answer your question?
I think the thing is it's a difference between the sheet and the character sheet in the PDF. So the character sheet in the PDF under gear on hand lists radio, flashlight, zip ties, glow sticks, lighter, and multi-tool as like set.
Okay.
It looks like
So
maybe.
Just things that you're sort of always expected to have on hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for free, maybe.
Yeah, these all look like things that I wouldn't ping you for.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Is that what you were going for, Robert?
That's what I was asking. Hang on,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Sure. I'm just going to drop that in everybody's gear on hand.
Oh, on hand. On hand and in pack.
Yep.
The difference is that is there a significant like game difference between those two where we're gonna have to worry about where items are, or it's like what I'm holding in my hand right now versus what I could get to?
Yeah. So I think
okay.
Your gear in your pack is also all of the things that are listed in the pack side of equipment and speed on the PDF are all things that would kind of take some doing to get out or to use in general.
Okay.
Like a first aid kit isn't something that you can swing like a hammer. C4 isn't something that you can just use the way you would a flashlight. So, yeah, so the context of things being in your pack is that it takes a little bit of doing to use it. Oh, and we are at the 15-minute mark, more or less. I just want to let people know that in an hour and 15 minutes, no matter what, I'm going to be calling a break.
Okay.
All right. So, some sort of like leather, like a leather biker's outfit sort of thing, with the padding and such. That would that count as armor, or if it's sort of modified, maybe?
All right, so armor counts as gear on hand and possesses weight. So you need to take armor as one of your gear on hand items. Looks like you have. And then, yeah, it can look however you'd like it to.
Cool. Gear and pack.
That's 3. Okay.
All right. Cool. This is a quick check-in. This is day 2 of the convention, so I assume that most of you have probably had an opportunity to get an explanation of what the X card is and how it works. Is there anybody who needs a refresher?
No.
Cool.
I guess the only question I would have is there like a digital way we're doing that, or is there like we just say I need to X card that, something like that?
You can put X card, say X carding in chat. You can like cross your arms like this. You can say X card.
Okay.
I'll try to keep an eye on you guys and be aware.
Cool.
Cool.
Guess I'll also take hazmat gear.
Nice. Is this like a big Tyvek suit with like a plastic shield and maybe a rebreather? What's
Are you asking
going
me
on
about the
with that?
hazmat gear?
I sure am.
I have no idea. I don't know what that would look like.
All right, then allow me to give you an
tell
example.
me what you said again, and I'll Google it. Yeah.
It's probably a Tyvek suit, so it's white
suit,
and baggy with like little drawstring bits at the ankles and wrists.
Oh yeah, I see.
And maybe and like one of those long zippers up the back with probably a hood If it's portable, you probably have a little rebreathe mask and then some goggles.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Gas mask, is that redundant with hazmat gear?
NVG. I don't know what NVG
That's the night vision goggles. It was like night vision goggles and gas mask was like a combo.
So
offer.
I'm gonna say it's not redundant. I'm gonna say that it's enhancing.
Okay, cool.
So your hazmat gear's really good.
Nice.
It also giving you, like, if we're not in a situation where you're worried about your skin being exposed, you're just worried about breathing, like the gas mask and goggles would be a lot lighter and impede you less.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm ready to go swim through a waterfall of goo.
Good. Yes. Good. All right. Looks like everybody's got their speed dialed in, except easy.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Do we start with any money?
Right.
You know what? It kind of doesn't matter, but I'd like you all to roll 3d10.
Okay.
Now, for this game, I don't like roll for your party at all. It doesn't work for me very well. So we're rolling on the honor system. I trust you.
Where are my dice?
You got 25.
Nice. Put that down.
17.
Cool.
Yeah. That's a sandwich and a beer.
This is for $10?
Yes.
$16.
Nice.
Is that D10s or D6s?
D10s, please.
D10s.
Buster's buying lunch.
Ah. You tell them the check is in the mail.
Well, it's that interdimensional exchange rate. I just got a better deal off the currency.
Nice. All right. So I think we're all in a good place to start asking a couple of questions. Which, starting with, do y'all normally work together? Do you guys think that this is your first break together? Maybe second or third?
Actually, I was with another breaker crew, but they were all killed by a trap that was specifically laid for breakers.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. It was like a sort of a tower with a weird siren song.
Oh, damn.
So maybe the rest of us have done just like a couple of jobs together, and Fiona's joining in now?
Sure, I like that. Yeah. Fiona's sort of new kid, sort of grizzled vet.
Yeah, maybe we're not regulars with each other, but we've been on breaks before.
Sure. So how did you get into this mess of breaking, Patrick?
I think, like I said, I've been sort of on a hunt through a couple dimensions trying to find my way back to somewhere in particular. And I think I've sort of worked my way into like a cul-de-sac here. Like, you can get into this Earth, but it only goes out to one place, and that's back through that dimension whose name I keep forgetting. Kivarax. And so, like, it's just been too dangerous for me to blunder my way back through. I think I barely made it through the first time. And so I'm hoping that if I get rich enough or famous enough, or maybe if like someone on this planet is smart enough to figure out something about this particular dimensional incursion, I can find some safer way to get back on my travels. But until then, like, I have the skills for this and I need money from somewhere.
It's fair. It's fair. So, Fiona, how did you go from extreme sports to interdimensional breaks?
What is a new challenge? Also, my retail job sucked. So I wanted something that was actually fun and made me money.
I was going to say, it probably pays better than retail.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if a monster gives you shit, you can actually hit them, unlike customers. So
That's very true.
I am feeling Fiona's motivation. Easy. How did you get into breaking?
I'm relatively new. I would say this is maybe my second or third job. I was doing petty theft and like breaking into cars and stuff. When I got picked up, the DA managed to get to stick as felony burglary. I did some time. I'm trying to go straight now. Not a lot of people are hiring felons. And so I'm going into the break, trying to get more than $16 and see if I can come up in the world.
This is called self-employment. Good luck, Easy.
Thanks.
Jamie Dungard. What got you into breaking?
I just kept wanting to go back. The fighting and the complications and the noxious fumes and everything else kind of just ended up coming with it, because when you tell, you know, people who are in charge that you want to cross the interdimensional border, they don't look favorably on tourists.
It's true. You got to do
so
something.
they hand you a gas mask and they hand you some weapons and, you know, a flashlight, and they say, "Oh, you can go with this group. They're on a job." And
okay,
it's a perk that I get paid while I do it, but
okay. So you guys
I'm
imagine
trying to figure it out.
That there's kind of a dispatch that assigns people to jobs.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a sort of like disembodied presence that we just hear voice messages from or whatever.
I feel like, stop me if this is too on the nose, but you've all got an app on your phones and it's like Uber but for dungeons.
There you go.
I really like that.
Okay, good. All right. Let me write that down here. Uber but for dungeons.
Call it Delver.
Yes.
DLVR.
Yes.
Thank you. Delver. Definitely keeping that. All right. What trouble will you be in if you whiff this job, Wester, aside from the usual death and unemployment?
So I've got like a tech kit and a scanner, but I don't think I ever had the money to buy those. I think those are on loan to me because someone else wants me to find something very particular in this break. Wants me to use the scanner to either map out this break or find something that's on the other side.
Okay.
If I don't come back with that, then I'll be on the hook for like the money to pay for these items and in trouble with this corporation, let's say.
All right, interesting. You're definitely double freelancing.
That's why I have more money than everyone else. I can buy 3 cheeseburgers.
Oh, such bounty. Fiona, what trouble will you be in if you whiff this job?
can you go to other people and I'll get back to you?
Okay, sure. I can certainly do that. Easy. There's an obvious choice.
Yeah, if this doesn't work out, then it's back to crime. I need the money now. My girl's got a baby on the way, and she's living with her mom right now. Things are tense, and I have a lot of pressure on me to provide. If I can't do that straight, then I'm going to do it the way I know how. And so I met some people inside who want to do a job, but trying to stay focused, trying to do right for my kid coming.
All right, Jamie, what trouble will you be in if you whiff this job?
I think the worst thing that could happen if I whiff it really bad is the authorities finding out more about my past and detaining me to interrogate me, ask me questions, run tests on me, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to do this, but kind of be on the down low.
So it sounds like nobody's really figured out that you were an abductee. How come?
People just think I'm weird. My parents filed a missing persons report when I was gone, but I showed back up and they were just happy I was back.
Nobody followed up on that. Why? When you lose a kid, people fucking come down on you. So what did your parents do?
I think my parents were involved in a cover-up.
Right. Okay.
They were worried about being considered negligent or losing me to Child Protective Services. And they just kind of gave the cops a cover story of like, oh, it was just a runaway. She had been off at, some friend's place. Kids go through those phases kind of cover.
Okay.
But despite that, everyone still kind of gave me weird looks because I looked a little bit different, but it wasn't immediately obvious when I first came back. And then as I got older, I have these speckled markings on my cheeks that are a weird color. And those got more pronounced as I got older.
Interesting. Very cool. Fiona.
So it's because of how my last mission, the previous team getting wiped out, is sort of a black mark on my record. Totally not my fault, but these bureaucracies, they tend not to care about that. It's all about targets, and if I fail this job, that's another black mark, and they're gonna license away.
All right, cool. You'll have your license pulled. Delver will uninstall itself from your phone. All right, then. Well, we're expecting high performance from you, Fiona. All right. So I don't have any NPCs fleshed out yet. And it's not going to be a whole lot, because mostly this is Dungeon Monsters. Booyah.
Nice.
But the setup for this job is you actually get a special alert push through Delver. This is, what do you call that, burst pricing? And after you get the notification on your phone, please alert all available breakers in the... What city are we in?
Chicago.
I like it. All right, then. All Chicago area breakers are requested to respond, especially those in the... Gosh, what is a good area in Chicago? Hmm. Is that purple? In the central area, please respond. And as you go to the notification for more information, the dispatch speakerphone comes on, describing a mayor's gala for opening this new posh hotel, which has received an interdimensional break in the middle of this large party. So breakers are advised to prioritize the rescue and evacuation of the mayor and other city attendees and VIPs who are at critical risk inside of this particularly violent break. So anybody want to tell me why this hotel is just so luxurious and exciting?
I think it's built on top of one of like a really old break, or the remains of a really old break, and there's some fetishization of that in it's high society right now.
It's a symbol of renewal.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing says that Chicago can bounce back from these terrors quite like this hotel. I like it. Anybody else?
I think it's made from, just building on that, it's made from repurposed material and shards from the war weapons they brought through on that first break.
Ooh.
Cool.
Like the tanks or whatever I don't know what they use.
I'm pretty sure that the EPA won't let them use actual shards. That's dangerous. So they're using a lot of faux shards. They're like cubic zirconia shards.
But that's not what the PR materials say.
Of course not, no. There's a little asterisk behind shards, and then small print way down the page says not real shards. EPA, please don't sue. All right, cool. I really like that. So you each get the notification. You each say, boop, start break on the app. How would you like to get there, everybody? I'm going to start with Chris.
Get on the loop, the train. I don't think I don't have a car. I don't have a ton of money.
I love it.
I'm just taking the train in. I'm like, right. At least it's centrally located this time.
Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good. I find it. She's normal speed. Okay, I can't make a joke about how it's ironic that you go so fast, but you're taking the slowest way. So, Jamie, who do you hope makes it out alive and why? You might also have to come up with how you might be convinced that somebody that you know is definitely at this gala.
I think there's a doctor a pediatrician who took care of me when I came home, who has started circulating in high society. And I've always had some fondness for him.
All right, so Doctor, you know what? There's a whole bunch of names at the back of this document, and I realized that they are actually Patreon backers and not intended to be used this way, but it's Dr. Pruitt. So cool. Helped change.
Sounds like a good scientist-y name.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So then, next in line, James.
Yes. Who do I hope survives? Is that the question?
Actually, there's two questions. The first question is, How are you getting to this hotel?
I'm also on the L, although I have my skateboard with me too.
Okay, good, good. You actually have that skateboard listed in your gear?
Oh, dang, no.
Uh-oh.
If I list it, it's going to slow me down.
It is. Until you get on it, and then it'll
Right.
speed you up. So
then it'll speed me up. All right, we'll go with that.
There's some context.
I'm going to put it in my pack.
That's a good way.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
All right, I got it tied to my backpack.
Cool. Yeah, you are well within your weight limits. You're doing good.
All right.
Now, Easy, is there anybody that you really hope makes it through?
I mean, other than Easy.
I mean, other than Easy.
So it has to be someone that he might, or that I might know at the gala.
Yeah, and like you can cheat and be like
right.
one of my new teammates, but not me. That's just
okay.
a little.
Well, let's say he's in recovering drug addict. He's got a sponsor that's a newspaper reporter, and he's going to be covering the event, right? And they had been talking the night before, and he happened to know that he was going to be at this place. So he's sort of like nervous about that. He feels like a little bit reliant on this guy. Doesn't want him to disappear.
All right. This person's name is going to be Grant Howitt.
Nice. Grant Howitt's my AA sponsor.
Heck yeah. Thank you to all of the Patreon backers for John Harper for these names for this game. All right, next up, Patrick.
So I'm not some broke plebeian like these people who are all taking the L. I'm calling a taxi.
Are you calling an Uber but for taxis?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get there like a solid 3 to 4 minutes before them.
Great. So we'll probably come back to you a little sooner, but who do you hope makes it out of this gala break alive?
So I think sort of the board of that corporation that I have the scanner and tech kit on loan from was there. So ostensibly, like, I'm supposed to be getting all, let's say, 5 members of them out. But out of them, there's one that I particularly care about, and he's actually the scientist who made the scanner. Ooh. And like, I'm pretty sure he's my best chance on this earth of someone who's gonna like actually invent me a way out of this place before I die of old age. So personally, I need to get him out.
Okay.
But yeah, for my job, I'm supposed to get like this whole group of these rich idiots out.
Boy. All right. Well, we're going to call this person Dr. Christoph.
Nice.
Scanner scientist. I'm good at taking notes. Oh, yes. Let's see. All right, Robert. How's Fiona making it to this? Motorcycle?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was hoping I could say that. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, she just zooms there on her motorcycle.
What kind of motorcycle?
Harley.
Nice. Anybody you want to really make sure makes it out of this alive?
No, not so much want to as it would be a nice way of showing them up as the reporter, one of the reporters who's attending the gala, was one of the ones that reported on the disaster.
Okay.
That occurred to my team, and she had some very derogatory comments about breakers in general.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna.
So Yeah.
So here's the
So
big flaw in using the Patreon backers as names. There are no women.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, like there are two. All right then.
Aren't
We're gonna
there
make
like
her.
even any gender neutral sounding names that you could use?
Her name is Olivia Spencer. Yellow reporter.
There we go.
She don't like breakers. All right, fabulous. So, let's see. We're gonna say that Fiona and Wesley get to the hotel at the same time. What's the hotel's name? I know, right?
I think just colloquially it's called the Shard.
Ooh, I like it. I don't think that could be an official name because that's a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's also the name of a real place. So.
Oh, really? Is it also a hotel?
No.
Oh.
It's a building in London.
Oh, okay.
Let's take a look. Man.
I mean,
it actually works. Like visually.
Uh-oh. Now I have to look it up. Or could
Is
somebody
there a way
link
for me
me
to
the
drag the
image
image
in
into
chat?
Here, I can link you the wiki that's got the image.
Yeah. Doink. That's cool.
Yeah.
Formerly London Bridge Tower.
Ooh, it looks neat at night. It's all red.
Ooh, that's menacing.
If you scroll down, yeah, it looks like red with like weird green lasers shooting out of it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Wow.
Wow.
That's where we're going, right?
Yeah, that's where you're going. Thank you, Wikimedia Commons. So as you two arrive, the folks who aren't taking the train to the Shard in central Chicago, the telltale clouds swirling overhead, because it happens every time there's a break. The clouds turn red and they swirl overhead, and it's like the red light equivalent to a full moon shining down through a circular break in the clouds, dramatically going through. Now, you definitely see the Shard Hotel, and it looks like this. It's pointy, gorgeous, carefully made. There are some embutments on the ground floor that are built from these like old war engines. Like one of them is where they put their kitschy ass restaurant down at the bottom, and it's complete with like cannons that have faces on the end at the bottom. Like
cartoon faces, or
like gnarly ass gargoyle faces, and like the open mouths are clearly where fire used to shoot out of them. That kind of thing. Like they're in this really amazing wrought bronze, and they've done a bit of rehabilitation on the metal, so it doesn't look quite so trashy, but it's real questionable. And on the edges of the hotel itself, you can see more evidence of the break. Weird light, gigantic bursts of crystal. And coming out of one area of like the middle upper floors, you can see that the windows are exploded outward with some strange ethereal vines coming out the top, and this sort of reddish ooze pulling down. It's clearly not blood. Blood's much darker than this red, which has sort of an iridescent opacity to it. So you've never encountered that before, but that's your job now.
So I think as I'm getting close and the taxi is pulling up, like there's this amazing dramatic scene outside, and it's just totally lost on me as I'm like in the back seat with this scanner that's just like swirling in a waiting mode and blinking lights. I'm like hitting it, trying to get it to work better. I finally like curse at it and restart it. And so as I'm pulling up, like it's finally finished restarting and it's actually maybe showing something useful. I'm trying to get some sort of idea of like, what's going on with this brake? How long's it got? How big is it? That sort of thing.
All right. I think that you should roll with insight. Robert, did you have something that you wanted to add?
So while he's doing that, I zoom past the window, catch sight of him out the corner, catch sight of him out the corner of my eye.
You just see me.
Bring my bike to a stop and walk it back.
Nice. It's very team building. I like it.
Sorry, that's my judgy dice roller. It makes a really nasty sound when I get a 1.
Wow, but it sounds like you rolled good.
Yeah, on at least one of them. So that's a 9. Okay. As I get out of the door of my taxi and like almost run into Fiona's bike there.
All right.
Oh, hey.
So the taxi the taxi is prepaid. So they just drive off because you're ignoring them. I want you to mention something in your pack that got left behind.
Dang.
Or gear on hand that you left behind. I'll be flexible.
It was that climbing gear. Like they always told me you need a good rope. You need a good rope for every breaker mission. And I was like, okay, finally this time I'm gonna get a rope. Nope, it's in the back seat.
Is it really good rope?
Oh, it was amazing. It was like brand new, some high-tech synthetic material, supposed to hold like 5 elephants or some ridiculous PR bullshit.
Okay. So what you learn about this break as Fiona is walking up to you and giving you shit about using the engineer's tap a little too much on your equipment is the power of this break is near the top of whatever scale Dr. Christoph gave it.
Wow, so like wild lights and wee sort of beeping sounds going on.
Yeah, like the antenna light up and flash and like and like you can literally point it at the building and it's like holy shit, and then you point it away and it's like
Oh, this is a hot one, Fiona. It's Fiona, right? That's what the package said.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, the harder, the better the pay.
So I think I'm like anxiously checking my Delver app, see like these idiots any closer.
All right, so that's when you guys pull into the station close to the hotel. You can see the hotel very clearly, just a few blocks away from where you are. You can see the lights, you can see the weather effects, you can see the fountain of ooze coming out of the middle floor. It's just like the building is bleeding. It's so creepy.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely like caught off guard. Like you get onto the station platform and you're like, I like peer over the edge and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's intense.
And then I like cinch my backpack up and I'm like ready to just start like sprinting down over there.
Nice. So as she's sprinting, down down the stairs that lead off the train platform and onto the road proper. This is definitely where easy you spot Jamie. There she is. You recognize her. What do you do?
So I think having seen the ooze, etc., I'm probably got my pack off and I'm starting to suit up with hazmat stuff and gas mask, etc. Get my skateboard out, ready to skate over there. As she's running by, I think I just call out like, "Hey, Jamie!"
Cool.
I keep sprinting and I just like lean my head back and I'm like, "Easy, come on, catch up."
All right, I'll catch up with you.
I know you have your skateboard, so I'm just going to keep running.
Yeah. All right, we're good.
Cool. Do you want to roll prowess to skateboard it the hell up?
Oh, man, I'm going to break my nose right now. We'll see.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah, I'll roll it. Yep. Up to 7.
Good. So you succeed.
-1.
You catch up to Jamie.
6 then, right? Isn't that a 6? I got a -1 on prowess.
Oh, no. So it's a failure.
Yeah, it didn't go so good. I didn't say I was good on my skateboard. I just have one.
Or traffic was really bad, or...
So
I think I'm definitely clumsy on the skateboard.
You're definitely clumsy on the skateboard. You don't catch up to her right away. You know, right away there's the stairs and you're like, oh, I'm not good enough for that yet. And like you pick the skateboard up and you pick your way down. And then you skate some more and you're like, well, okay, cool. I can sort of kick it up a notch. And then you check your app. And that's when your skateboard hits a big crack, a break in the sidewalk, and tips forward. You spill out. I want you to roll 1d2.
1d2. Well, like, all right.
Yep.
1d2. Let's see if Google will do that for me.
Cool. No. Not nice. I can do it if you'd like.
No, I got it. I got it on my die roll. I got a 2.
Cool. 2. All right, then. Take 2 hit points of damage.
Oh.
And also, the knees on your hazmat suit are open.
Oh, there go my knees. Yep.
So,
right, so I'm over here. So I'm at 6 hit points now.
Yeah.
Oh, I wants to change that into the date.
Hmm.
All right, cool.
Cool. Sorry, I wish I could have figured out a slightly better format for that. No,
it works.
Cool. We're going to jump back to Fiona. How do you approach the hotel now that you're there? And what's your target based on what you know?
So, what's his name? Lester has the scanner, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I'll look at Lester and say, okay, so where's the party? Come on, we're late.
It's way up top, so outside or in, we got to get up there.
As much as I like a good climb, I think we better go in and up.
Oh, fine. I just thought you might be insulted by me suggesting the elevator.
We're not going to use the elevator.
Real talk, guys. If you use the elevator, I'm making you roll a fortune die. Pardon me for just a minute. I have a cat just wailing to get inside of my bedroom.
Okay.
Did you even bring climbing gear?
Oh.
Yeah, I have it right. Wait, no, it was right. I had it tied up. Damn it.
Okay, buddy.
Sure, I believe you. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, fine. Stairs, I guess. Why is it always stairs?
Because, so let me tell you about the last time I used an elevator in a break zone. And she proceeds to tell you a story which resembles Geordie LaForge getting battered around inside a turbo lift as it goes.
All right, fine. You win. Stairs.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we're heading towards the front door. Fiona seems very sure, so I'm sort of letting her lead the way.
All right. So as you get into the hotel, you enter through, I assume, some of the main doors that lead into the big main atrium. So the ground floor space is a lot of restaurants, check-in, concierge services, and also a surprising lot of stuff that's just practical back-of-house stuff for the hotel. But the big atrium is, this gorgeous set piece, and all these little artifacts are hanging off of the walls. But as you look up, you start to see lots and lots of red crystalline formations. And I want you all to think of it kind of in terms of this. Link that I've just posted into the chat.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
So things are about that big. Like you can see up through, I think, the 5th floor, I'm going to say. And somewhere around the 3rd floor, you see a part of that mezzanine, and it's just big, greasy looking crystals, which is a very weird way to describe a crystal, but it just, like, you don't want to touch them. You look at them and you're like, oh, if I put my hand on that, it would feel gross. So
I think, no, go ahead.
The elevators are right in the center away from the main doors of this large atrium area, and then sort of tucked behind that is the stairs. Ballrooms for this hotel, you can see a crooked sign, kind of half obscured with blackened goo, saying, Ballroom A, pointing.
So I think Wester sort of gets a distant look in his eyes, and he's sort of wonderstruck wandering up to one of these crystals, and like this whole break up there is causing a lot of background noise for this scanner. So it does have like a little pull-out sensor that you can actually put on something to cut out the background noise. And he's like got it pressed up against one of these crystals and looking at the readings that come from it.
Sounds like that. Cool. Fiona, what are you doing while he's putting a sensor on a crystal?
So the mayor and the folks are is it right up at the top, or is it in a different area of the building?
Yeah, like, do we know where the gala was being held?
Mm-hmm.
Galas and that sort of thing tend to go on in the ballrooms of hotels. Maybe with a little bit of overflow into restaurant sections. So everything that you want is probably on the 2nd and 3rd floor.
All right, I'm going to check the stairs. I'm not going to go up just yet, but I'm just going to check the doors in the corner.
All right. So let's see. Inside of the stairwell, you sort of duck inside the corner. I'm going to want a prowess roll from you to remain hidden.
All right. I gave myself 2 prowess. And... Okay, so that's a 8.
All right, cool. So that's a partial success. You look, and just as you turn the corner, you see a bright light. There's this humanoid shape. Shoulders and chest area are this very inky, dark, sort of slate-like material. They have like a face plate that's very mute and blank. And then out of the gaps of the different plates, this sort of dull yellow light shines out. So it's turning the corner down the stairs. Seems like it's on some kind of purposeful patrol. And yeah, it doesn't see you, but it's definitely a suspicious posture that it's got. It's got no facial expressions, but it straightens up, more alert.
Is it on its way down here?
It is going to be up in your grill very soon. On that note, let's jump to our skateboard and trotting friends. How are you guys approaching the hotel? How are you getting inside? What are you doing?
I think I run in the first obvious door I find. Because, I mean, it already looks like it's starting to get kind of a mess, so I just want to get inside.
So you bust through the main rotating doors. And as you do it...
It's so agonizingly slow.
It's slow until
or
something
are they broken now?
Something cracks above you, and there's this just torrent of goo right as you pass. So, like, it doesn't get you, but it nearly gets you, and you're like, gross.
Yeah, I hate revolving doors.
Yeah, and like now that particular segment of the revolving door sort of tilts to face the outside, and just up to ankles level ooze is pouring out. Easy, how you doing?
I think maybe I finally rolled up like just in time to watch that happen. And I'm taking a breath for a moment to unwrap my brand new top of the line sensor that I obviously could not have bought myself. Taking it out of the box is like the iPhone X equivalent of the sensor, and I want to boot that up and see if I can find out anything before I run in and get gooped.
All right, I'm going to want an insight roll from you.
Great. What's my insight? Is 2, so that's an 8 total.
All right, nice. So it seems like there's a lot of activity in sort of the middle height of the building. So like the 12th through the 15th, 16th floors. Your sensor picks up a couple of hotspots that are rather big. And then there are a few hotspots that are a little smaller. And while you watch, one of them dims considerably right there on the sensor output screen.
Okay. One of the smaller ones sort of dims while as the bigger ones are still...
As the bigger ones are still just shining bright. It seems like someone's in here collecting shards already.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you do?
There's crystals all over the place at the ground level as well. Am I seeing that, or is that more further up building?
It's more further up. Like things start to get hairy above the first floor.
Okay. All right. Then the gas mask is coming back down, and I'm walking straight in, right behind Jamie.
Okay. All right then. Let's cut back.
Sidestep in the goo waterfall if I can.
Oh yeah, you. I mean, there's doors to either side of the rotating door because, in fact, rotating doors are relatively inaccessible. So.
Nice.
Yeah, the ADA kind of yells at you for that.
Right.
So let's jump back to Fiona.
So I'm gonna pull back to where I left Wester. Just tap him on the shoulder and, basically giving him hand signals to say, quiet, hide.
Wester will look sort of confused for just a second, but like he gets it fast, and this is a dangerous place. So yeah, he'll sort of rip that sensor off of the crystal there and duck down and try desperately to find the mute button on the scanner.
Goodness, do I... You know what? I think this is a test of your resolve. I think that's what this is.
Let's see. Phew, that's a 7.
All right, so you find a desk to duck behind, and your sensor device is beep 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 beep, and then you finally turn it off and sigh of relief. And then one of the menus from the restaurant stand desk like falls down right into your lap. What was today's special?
I think it was I think it was a salmon steak.
Nice, very nice. Maybe an almond crust.
Yeah, nice asparagus to go with it.
Yeah. There's none of that on serve today.
And then you have your stomach grumbles.
And yeah, as your stomach growls, spectral hands swipe in, and even with those little slate portions, they sort of pass through the desk and try to rake at you. What do you do?
I try to roll out of the way as I hand them the menu.
Nice, that feels like that. All right, that seems like prowess. Go ahead and roll. Don't tell me yet. I'll call on you. Fiona, how are you responding?
So I was taking cover on the different side of the room because I kind of figured Wester would give himself away somehow. And I've got my weapon, which I think is it's a sort of funky sci-fi pistol sort of thing. I confiscate, and one of the times I was in the break.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and shoot the ghosty.
All right, do it.
Ooh. Right, so that's 9.
Okay, good. What was your roll to get out of the way?
I did roll a 10, but have a -1 prowess, so that's a 9.
So close. All right. So you do get out of the way. Let's see. You end up rolling your way deeper into the restaurant. In fact, you kind of... Yeah, you panic a little bit and run deeper inside. By the time you come back to yourself, you are inside of the kitchen.
And widely separated from Fiona.
Yep. Fiona, you get a shot off. It takes 1 damage. So we're just going to... Oh, that's right. This pencil is in fact dead for now. So new pencil. Doink. It sort of pings off of one of the slate pieces, and it turns to face you. And then it looks at you, looks towards the restaurant, and sinks down into the floor. What do you do?
I'm gonna run towards the restaurant.
Okay, cool. You can definitely see where Wesley went, or Wester, because that swinging door is still swinging.
I'll head for the doors.
Okay.
And find sort of a stove or something to take cover behind.
Okay. I imagine that it's a pretty big restaurant kitchen. So probably what's going on is it's a shotgun shape, right? And like here's the door. And then in the center, there's sort of an island structure where orders get assembled and made. And then on either wall side is rows of ovens and fridges and other utilitarian concerns. So you duck in, you try to take cover behind that island while you look for Wester. In the meantime, Jamie and EZ, you hear a gunshot. And you see probably the very tailest end of Fiona as she runs towards the restaurant. What do you do?
I turned, my initial reaction is I turned to Easy and I'm like, that was from us, right?
And I'm checking the Breaker app to see where those guys are, and I'm like, yeah, I think so.
All right, roll a fortune die. We're going to see how...
D6?
That's just a D6. We're going to see how good the cell phone signal is in this tower now that it's broken.
Got a 2.
Okay, so... I mean, it's not a 1, so it's not going to lie to you. Your signal is dead.
Okay.
You have you have 1x extended.
So basically, we have whatever was the last data it had loaded as we went through the doors.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. However, the last data that you had loaded before you went through the doors said that they were on this block. So.
Yeah. So I'm shrugging, like, yeah, I think that's us.
Okay. I'm like taking a second to adjust to the giant crystal forest above us, and like, let's go check out the restaurant.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I pull my this like weird mini bullhorn looking thing on my belt. That's my weapon, and I kind of pull it out and hold it up as we progress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
Is there more than one entrance to the restaurant?
Only if you go outside. There's a street entrance to the restaurant. No. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right.
And environmental question for back in the kitchen, since we're getting like further away from entrances and big windows and stuff. What's the lighting situation like inside the hotel here?
Inside of the restaurant section, and especially in the kitchen, flickering fluorescent lights.
Okay, so some power is still surviving.
Some power is still surviving. Probably it's going to get a little dodgier upstairs. But in the meantime, you hear some rattling deeper inside of the kitchen. Wester. And let's see, Easy and Jamie. I think that that specter rises up from behind the restaurant concierge table with the menu in its hand, and it's just like, try the veal.
Can I just say 2, please?
And it like cracks and peels the slate of its face off. And it's going to try to fear gaze the both of you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do my night vision goggles help with that?
Make it clearer.
It's like even worse.
Gonna roll that they neither help nor harm you. But you see it in like a green instead of a dull yellow.
Right.
So it's a reskinning. So I need you to make a resolve save. I don't know what 0 half full means.
Just roll 2d6 and add resolve, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 7.
Oh, that's what that means. Cool. All right. So you got a 12. Ooh. You're fine. And you should roll 1d6 plus 3 and then have that. And that is the damage that you take from terror.
Ooh. 1d6 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Half that is 4.5.
Oh, all right. I'm going to round it down for you because
I'm on death's door here.
Because you're dipping it.
Yeah.
All right. Did anybody bring first aid? Oh, Fiona did.
I got to get to Fiona.
That's going to be interesting in just a minute. In the meantime, back to Western Fiona. There is a rattling inside of the freezer.
So I sort of look back and forth between it and Fiona. I think I'm the closer one this time, though. And, you know, even if we don't know each other, breaker etiquette is sort of clear in that, like, if you stepped in it first, you got to deal with it. Then we'll back you up. So I'll move forward towards the freezer.
Okay. So, big steel door. Handle that you pull upwards to get the hinges to engage. What do you do?
And this is like walk-in freezer?
Yeah, it's just a big walk-in freezer.
So it's gonna be sealed off. So I can't really smell anything beforehand. Okay. No, I'm gonna get my back up to the freezer beside the door and like reach over and open the door real quick and try and get a sidelong view into what's going on in there.
Okay, you do it. So too soon for Zool. Too soon. So inside of the freezer, there are sets of shelves, with plastic sealed packs of frozen vegetables and meats and service tubs full of broths and different things. And it is being raided by 4 red goblin looking creatures. They look like this. As they greedily scrabble their way through the different packaging and take bites out of things that they have decided are definitely food and definitely good. And they're sort of working through the service tubs that are in there, and they're like, is this one big enough? Is this one big enough? In a nonverbal sense. And no, you fucking idiot, that's not big enough. Slap.
So do they react to the door being opened?
They do. They all jump in surprise and take the view in and snarl. They haven't seen you yet, but I mean, they're stupid, but they know that you've got to be right there by the door. So they start to scrabble out. They're very fast. What do you do?
I will, as I'm sort of rolling back, I try and pull one of my packs of, or one of my, things of supplies out of my bag and sort of toss it on the floor in front of the freezer as like a distraction as they're coming out. It's, it's something that smells fresher than the frozen things they've been dealing with.
Okay, this, I'm torn. Is this an insight roll or a resolve roll, do we think?
Maybe an insight to remember exactly where I packed that and just reach into my pack blind and grab it.
Okay, give it a shot.
They're the same either way.
I
know. That is a 7. Real good at rolling 6s.
Hey, you know what? Good news. It's a partial success, so 2 of them fall for it and 2 of them don't.
I'll take it.
Fiona, these 2 goblins are ready to jump on your friend's face. What do you do?
Ooh. So we're going to pick up a cleaver from one of the surfaces and we'll start.
It's like this. It's real big. Roll prowess.
That's 10.
All right then. Let's see. A cleaver and a good roll. I think go ahead and roll. What's good for weapons? Tell me about weapons game. 1d6 damage. Roll 1d6 and add 2.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
I got a 6, so 2 is 8.
All right then. You chop its head clean off. It's gone. It's the deadest. It falls.
And then I look pointedly at his friend.
He bugs out. He actually runs back into the freezer, jumping over his little mates that are scrabbling at the supplies that you dumped. Did you mark them off as spent, by the way?
Oh, whoops. Thank you.
No problem. And you can see a little flash of red leg and foot as it climbs up some duct upwards. And now that you give it a better look, you can see that sort of same slimy crystalline structure going through and up, creating a narrow tunnel.
Like in the top of this freezer?
Yeah, yeah. The other 2 decide, after finally observing the body of their headless companion, to also flee.
I will rush up and slam the freezer door closed. Just sort of like, thanks, Fiona. That was good thinking.
Before we cut away, Fiona, do you keep that cleaver?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was fast and so probably gonna make me normal.
Yeah, probably.
Love that picking up a bloody cleaver in an infested kitchen makes you normal.
Hey, emergent properties and games. Cool. So easy.
Yeah.
How you doing? There's
not good.
Glowy
Good.
spectre.
I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why did I come here? I should be, stealing shit, not breaking into stuff like this. The thing, its face fell off. I'm bugging out. I'm on the floor, kind of cradled up, looking at the screen of my scanner, and I don't know what to do. I've never had to fight anything or handle anything like this before, and I'm just looking for clues, looking for what do I do?
Okay. This is a good time for an insight roll.
That's an 8.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Your scanner doesn't tell you anything about this, but I assume that you've sort of talked with other breakers before, and maybe a couple of moonlighters, or maybe even, God forbid, spent a little time on the FEMA Breaker YouTube channel and watched some of their dumb, boring instructional videos. And so you remember that they've talked about spectral or elemental foes before. And in general, they're very dangerous because they aren't entirely material, and they're only going to take so much damage from physical attacks. But if you have an energy-based attack, or if you are a spellcaster approved by the FDA, then you can do a lot more damage to them.
Okay. So I haven't named my weapon yet. Is it appropriate to now say what it is?
Heck yeah, this is a one-shot.
Okay, so all right. So I also have a brand new in the box, in the shrink, cattle prod sort of thing. Probably also stolen from the same supply place, and I'm sort of slowly unwrapping it. It sort of says that it vibrates at many interdimensional frequencies and disrupts foes, physical and immaterial.
So it's in this really buff clamshell packaging, and that's going to be the partial nature of your partial success. Is you have to find the box cutter that you have and open that up.
Yeah. All right. Yep, so I'm scrambling.
So that's our halfway mark, guys. I feel like we're doing really good. Let's take a 5 to 10 minute bio break, make tea, do what we need to do, and then come back.
Sounds good.
All right, great. Welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah.
Right, we're just going to wait another minute or two for Patrick. Yeah. I think next time I run this game, I'm going to copy down all the monster templates into a spreadsheet separately and plan all of that out that way. That way I'm not paging through notes in the same way. Just a little behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm. What are you using this time? You just got like the big document of monsters or something?
I mean, I have a printout of the PDF itself, and then I have some
nice
trusty 3x5s. But I feel like I can do a GM keeper that's a lot like the character keeper. And keep it a little neat because I find myself sprawling.
You're pulling. Can I ask? Are you pulling monsters from like Dungeon World or something, or making them up, or how are you doing it?
I am literally renaming the sample monsters in Dungeons Turbo Breakers. I'm running this as vanilla as I can. Yeah.
Nice.
And letting description do the work.
Nice.
Yeah. Uber, but for dungeons. Goodness. I love that idea.
Yeah, I want to make that for real.
Right, though?
I'm gonna write that down. Delver.
Delver, yeah.
Delver. It'd be a good augmented reality game.
Absolutely. If you could actually literally make that a game and it would be like Pokemon Go, but with AR dungeon delving elements, that would be fun as shit.
Yeah.
You'd have to program, maybe you'd have to program a lightweight visual recognition AI. Just something that can figure out what a door looks like. Just set a very, very low bar.
Yeah. Even that is probably pretty hard.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing it on a cell phone.
Yeah.
With cell phone storage and cell phone processors.
Mm-hmm.
I could ask my roommate who's an app developer what he thought about it.
There you go. Yeah, bring him in. Bring him in on the startup.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to make millions.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Still
Product placement's going to be real bad in not very long once augmented reality is actually good.
Right.
Imagine augmented reality video games with product placement bonuses. So it's like, use Crest toothpaste and get a +1 bonus against...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Right? Ugh. Ugh, disgusting. And totally happens in the world of this game. Anyway. Not actually, but it's kind of a fun thing to think about. So we settled? We ready to go?
Yeah.
We're going to start back up with Jamie. Jamie, Easy has been struck with a terrible fear. It seems like he's even a little ashen, looking like he's aged a year or two in just a few seconds, visibly.
Poor Jamie. Poor Easy.
Poor Easy. He's like on his back on the floor, kicking with his feet to get further away from this specter. But he's still got it together enough. He's got something out of his pack, and he's trying to like peel it out of this fresh plastic packaging as the specter continues to focus on him. What do you do?
Well, it's a good thing that he's on the floor. Because I'm going to shove my right hand essentially into the specter, and my right hand is the hand that's carrying my audio blaster, which is this little like battery-powered blowhorn-looking thing.
Okay.
That does a directed, high-intensity, high-frequency audio burst. If you've seen the giant, like truck-mounted audio cannons that SWAT teams have, it's that but tiny, and like doesn't have the range. So it's just like this cone. I basically just take my hand and I just go, "Fucking specters!" and I just like stuff my hand into like the center of its back, and press down on the button.
Ooh, all right.
Nice.
I think it's going to take a lot of resolve.
I am down for that.
Because you're putting your hand into this burning-looking mystical whatever it is. Roll it.
That's a 7.
Okay. I'd like you to roll 1d3 damage, but you do hit. So this is an energy weapon. And energy attacks are strong against this creature. So add 1d6 to the damage code.
All right. So I will take 3 damage.
Okay.
New damage. Add a d6. That is a total of 12 damage.
Hot. It is dead. It dissipates immediately. What kind of sound does it make?
It's like this high-pitched squeal is all that you hear. So it's like if you were torturing a pig or something, but loud, and then it just like shoots up in frequency until you can't hear it anymore.
Oof. Unless you're a teenager. Teens don't break for a reason. Well, all right then. It dissipates. You two in the kitchen, you hear that telltale squeal. What do you do?
I'll head back out.
Yeah, I think we sort of share a, oh shit, look between us, and run back out like ready for bear.
Okay. You meet up with Jamie and Easy as the sort of dust fragments of dissipating slate.
Oh.
I think we lost your video, Jen.
Stupid interwebs.
Maybe this is part of it. Part of her.
This is all an elaborate in fiction.
Now what do they do? Yeah.
Oh, you're
that
moving.
was weird.
There you are.
Hey.
Yay, I'm back. So what was the last that you guys heard from me? Sorry about that.
They heard the squeal and turned to come out of the kitchen.
All right, cool. You four meet up together. Easy's looking really busted up. Jamie's nursing her hand. The scene is yours.
Come here. Come here. Let me look at that.
I'm just like,
I'll get my first aid kit out.
I'm like just on the floor, kind of rocking back and forth, cradling this plastic packaging that I can't get open.
So that was Google Hangouts noticing that I had disconnected previously.
okay.
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 So I can use a first aid kit to help them recover 1d6.
Cool.
Does that work for me too?
Absolutely. You guys can also take a moment to rest.
Okay. And what would that give us?
The PCs can rest during an expedition into the break. When they rest, every PC rolls 1d6 for each unspent strain and recovers that much HP.
Unspent strain. I don't know that I've spent any strain.
I didn't explain strain, so that's my fault.
We've not spent any.
So
how many do we have?
2.
You have 2 because you start. It's level +1, and you're level 1, so 2.
Mm-hmm.
You have a number of strain, blah blah blah. When you spend a level of strain, add 1d6 to any roll. You may only use 1 strain per roll. So strain's hot shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
But I think we want to see how the first aid goes before you rest, because resting adds slices to the cloud of woe countdown. The cloud of woe is very bad.
And for the strain, is there any way in the game to get it back, or is it just a static resource per level?
Strain refreshes at the end of a rest.
Oh, okay.
So, like, let's say that Jamie has spent 2 strain, and Easy has spent 1, and the rest of you have not spent any. Jamie wouldn't roll any hit point recovery on a rest. Easy would roll 1, the rest of you would roll 2, and then after those rolls resolved, bam, your strain would go back up to 2.
That's neat.
Yeah, so I like the dungeon delving sort of mechanic that gives you. It's a bit of a push-pull. I like it a lot.
Fiona, what have you got in your first aid kit that's good for having just seen a ghost pull its face off?
There's a Pam.
Yep. All right, I got 3 back from that.
Cool. And then would you like to spend another charge from your first aid kit to help Jamie?
Yep.
Cool.
Does it say how many charges I have in the first aid kit?
3.
Right, okay.
All right. And that's just a straight D6?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Regain 1, but better than none.
Okay, cool. In light of those rolls, do you guys want to take a rest?
I'm fine. I think.
Yeah, I'm at 5. Maybe I'll just hide behind Fiona most of the time.
Well, this is our first sort of rest here. I wouldn't mind resting to fill y'all back up.
I think we're
Mm-hmm.
okay. That works. I think whatever we roll at that point, then I couldn't possibly not fill up, right?
Exactly. It's
Hopefully.
hopefully.
I guess we'd be rolling 2. We'd each be rolling 2d6.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not okay. It's just 2. Okay.
Yeah, he'd have to
Because
roll
of the-
snake eyes to not.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. Fine. I'm good.
So I don't need to do any rest. I don't need to do any healing, but since they're taking rest, I'll have a scrounge around for loot.
Cool.
I think I'll join.
Absolutely. If you guys want to scrounge. Let's see. Anybody who feels like they've got time to scrounge, make an insight roll.
Oh. I knew there was a problem. 7.
See, that's the judgy noise it makes when I roll a 1. That's a 5.
Okay, so we have, I'm going to just use a note card here. 7 of 5. Easy, did you roll anything? Are you still with us?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm here. We're rolling for insight?
Yeah.
Looking around?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's rolled a 9 plus 2 is 11.
All right.
Volume's kicking in. I'm observant.
And I rolled a 12.
Oh, damn. All right. So, let's see. What kind of cool loot?
I got some damage.
I've got something special in mind for you. Jamie, you get 4 loot or a couple pieces of gear, your choice.
4 loot or a couple pieces of gear?
Yep.
Loot is like interdimensional weirdness stuff, right? Like cool stuff from the other side?
Yeah, in fact, Jamie, I want you to tell me what kind of loot you find or what kind of gear, depending on your choice.
I think I will. Can I mix and match?
No.
No. Okay. Then I will take some weird loot.
Sweet.
I think there's I think some of the creatures that have been through the restaurant like to shed their like exterior every so often.
Oh my goodness! So you find like a goblin molt?
Yes, there's like a goblin molt, and there's but it's not always so like biological. Because like some of these things are like walking sets of weird metals and like a trail. There's just like a trail of like crystal powder, and I'm like, since I'm kind of into the arcane stuff, I like scoop up a bunch of that into like a bag that I have, like Ziploc bags that I have with me. I'm like, ooh.
Okay, so each of those I'm gonna say count as shards, but I'd like you to write down the details in the notes section of your character keeper.
All right.
Cool. I like that. All right, easy. You did not roll a 12 plus, but you still find a D3 loot or a piece of gear.
D3 loot or a piece of gear. D3 loot gets me a 1. And I will say that the face that fell off the specter is lying on the ground next to me as a kind of a translucent golden mask.
I like it. Very nice. Once again, write that down as a shard and make a note of it on your sheet.
Shard. Face.
All right. So let's see. So Fiona, you are going to be on a bit of an adventure for finding your loot. You get 1d3 loot or a piece of gear, but it is an ordeal. You're going to take 1d6 damage, and I'd like you to tell me what kind of adventure you went on. What made it so exhausting and troublesome?
I think there was actually like a crack in one of the walls, which is maybe like a mini break between the dimensions, and the loot was on the other side of the crack, so I have to reach in, but I'm exposing myself to the break energy.
Okay. So it's just general break energy. If you're in a whole lot of it, it sort of makes you feel kind of pummeled, kind of like your bits don't know which world they're in.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Did you want gear? Or did you want loot?
I want gear.
Sweet.
A sweet sword.
All right. It's very cool looking. Tell us about it.
So it's a long sort of black blade, sort of obsidian blade with a sort of glow in it. You know, like it lights up I don't know what it lights up in the presence of, but maybe it lights up in the presence of something.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and make a note on your character sheet, gear in hand.
Okay.
Unless you put it in your backpack, or put the cleaver in your pack.
I will put the cleaver in my pack and have the sword.
Groovy. So, Wester, you go a bit afield when you are scrounging. You think to yourself, hotels, they accept deliveries, they have concierge services, which often means safe deposit boxes. Plus maybe I should just follow the sensor. I don't know. So you debate that with yourself and figure that nobody will notice if you break into the safety deposit boxes. NBD.
Exactly. It was probably broken open by some of these weird crystals, and then those awful goblins ran in and grabbed things. Easily explained.
Easily. Just so easy. So you go behind there and you start sort of shuffling through stuff. There's luggage that's being held on behalf of other people. And, you find the usual stuff, clothing, vibrators, phone chargers.
It's all very exciting, but I have a lot.
You're really set for all of these things. And while you're doing that, this service closet nearby, there's some swearing and some thumping noises, and I just can't take it anymore. And somebody busts out of the service closet. Jamie, who is it? I'm going to give you a list, Jamie. It could be Flavia Martinero, the mayor. It could be Dr. Pruitt. It could be Grant Howitt. It could be Olivia Spencer. Or it could be Dr. Christoph.
I think I'm going to be a little selfish and say that it's Dr. Pruitt.
Okay, it's Dr. Pruitt. He's got a very receding hairline. His hair is matted to his head with sweat, and he looks a little wild-eyed and afraid. He latches on to you, and he's like, Are you with FEMA? Or is help coming?
We are.
I'm here for the break. Yeah, I mean, we are I am the help. I am the help.
You.
Yep.
Oh, thank God. And he gives you this really tight hug. It's super awkward.
It's cool. I didn't need to breathe or, get to my weapon or go anywhere.
All right. So, Wester, you have a friend now. Congratulations.
That's wonderful. Does he know of any interesting packages that showed up recently?
What? No, I don't work here. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed you were in the mailroom. I guess that's not really a mail coat, is it?
And he's in a tuxedo. He's like, I'm James Pruitt. I'm a doctor. I was at the gala upstairs, and then everything broke out, and there were so many bats, screams, blood.
Bats?
I think they were bats. They had faces.
Faces. All right. No, that's good. Normal bats with faces are normal because I'm a professional. So we're just gonna head this way back to the rest of my team. Be careful. There are some goop pools laying around, and they are a health and safety hazard.
Understood. He has a hand clamped on your shoulder. Following you out. What's the next order of business, gang?
Let's get upstairs.
Can I update people about what I saw on my scanner outside?
Totally.
Where people already so I just want everybody to know I saw some of the blips disappearing. It looks like someone may be ahead of us on this gig.
What? The app didn't say anything about it. It said we were the first ones here.
I'm with you. I just saw things disappearing. Maybe they're blinking in and out on their own. I don't know, but it looks like sometimes they were there, sometimes they were not.
Or could be something worse.
It's generally something worse.
Mm-hmm. So it's to hurry up and get upstairs. Who's this guy?
Some sort of doctor, but he knows where the gala was, and you're just about to tell me everything that happened, more than just like bats with faces, like details. Come on, spill.
That's about all I remember before I ran back downstairs.
Okay, do you at least know which ballroom the gala was in?
Oh yeah, ballroom B.
Oh.
I got lost on the way in. Jamie, is that you?
Dr. Pruitt? What were you doing here?
I was invited.
Oh, yeah, it was a gala. It wasn't always like this. Right. I'll show you out so you can go home.
How am I going to get home? There's no taxis out front.
Okay, if not home, at least a different block.
All right, so, Jamie, are you going to take some time out to walk Dr. Pruitt down the block?
Yeah, I think I am. I think this is important enough that I'm just like, hold the fort down.
All right, neat. And then the rest of you are going to
block him out of the app so he doesn't get paid for this portion of it, and then continue on.
Well, you guys can't do that. But the GPS might do so automatically. Who knows?
Depends on how the cell connection is.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's bad. Who knows? Perhaps that's a roll later.
Sorry, Jamie's a she.
Yeah, as Jamie walks the doctor away, the three of you are left to your own devices. You head up the stairs, I presume, and try to follow the signs, the sticky, icky signs, to Ballroom B. After the first couple of signs, crystal information start to come in pretty hard and heavy. The carpets are sticky. There's sort of a musty, humid feeling in the area. What do you do?
I want to push on one of the crystals, see what it does.
All right.
I want to like push my hand into it.
Into it? Are you trying to?
Well, it's gooey, right? So I want to just see if how solid it is. Can I like push it around? I want to get a textile.
You want to get a textile kind of feel? All right. Yeah. So you touch it, and it feels greasy. And as you push harder, it also feels salty. It feels like if you took a sledgehammer to this, it would go down real sweet.
Okay.
It's not something that you can crumble in your hands quite. And it feels pretty heavy, but it's surprisingly soft.
Okay.
We've been in here a little while now. Is there any sign that like the crystal formations are growing at all, or does it look like it was just like a one wild burst and now they're just here?
Roll insight.
Okay.
Or yeah, this is insight, but I feel like your wild will influence the result.
Okay. I got an 8.
Nice. All right. So I think with your wild, I'm going to not give you a terrible drawback.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So you study the crystalline formations, and it seems like you can practically watch some of the smaller sprigs of crystals that are on the formations, usually sort of near the floor or near where big formations meet. You can practically watch those grow millimeter by millimeter.
Hmm.
And then probably the big crystals are still growing, but at a proportional pace.
Gotcha.
So you look around the building and you sort of think, you kind of try and do some napkin math in your head. This building probably only has a few hours before the pressure from all this crystal growth causes it to collapse. Or at least some floors to collapse before the major structural defeat.
These things are still growing and still getting heavier, so we have a limited time before they block our way back, or even worse, start taking parts of the building down.
Well, let's keep going then. And
I'm like, you guys, they feel super neat.
Oh, I get like a really curious look on my face and sort of feel, oh wow, that is weird. that does not smell right.
It smells like meat. It smells a little meaty. Like you have to rub on it first.
Yeah.
It's not like these hallways smell of meat, but like.
Yeah, meat crystals. This could be good.
Perhaps it's the vegan substitute the world needs.
let's see if we can move past these.
All right, so further exploration, reading scanners, probably moving in like a tight cluster through the hallways back to back. You finally make it into the entrance to Ballroom B, which opens up, and it's a 2-story section of the hotel second floor. So it encompasses some of the second and third floor. And some of the biggest crystal informations that you've seen yet are breaking through on the opposite side. It's a mess in here. There are corpses. There's a heavy, bloody, metallic smell on the inside. And as you enter, even if you're being really soft, careful, you hear a lot of scrabbling from up above. And as you look up, a series of little red winks of light in pairs look down at you.
I'm like, bats with faces.
Hoping he was hallucinating.
Nope, they're very real. And a few high-pitched squeaks start to spread on the surface of the ceiling. I'm going to cut away to Jamie and the doctor.
Yeah, I think I'm just like yanking his, like grabbing his wrist and like trying to pull him back through the lobby, back to the doors that are covered in goo. And I'm like, come on, you just need to.
He's shell-shocked.
The building isn't safe. Come with me, it'll be okay.
Yeah, he's
like not letting go.
Yeah, he's not doing well, but he trusts you, and he's following you without too much effort. He'll still start at any weird noise, which actually gets a little worse once you get outside, because there are just so many city noises. Chicago at night, it's dark. He can see the clouds up above as they swirl over the point of the building. I think that it's going to take a little insight. Just give me a roll right now.
Sure. That is an 8.
Okay, so You get him talking about his life and what he's doing lately. He talks about how he's moved his practice into a bigger area. You know, you keep him talking. You keep him focused on what's not happening right now, what he might have to go home to. And it's working. You are most of the way down the block. Probably by now, the police have had enough time to cordon off the area. And as you approach the cordon, you feel deeply like you're being followed. What do you do?
I try to keep talking, like random small talk, to not, spook the doctor. And every so often I'm like glancing over my shoulder. I'm swapping to the other, like switching to his other side and grabbing his other wrist, and just trying to get a feel for the environment and like get a read on like the hairs on the back of my neck, and like if I can kind of feel out what it is, or if I spot anything in the corner of my eyes or anything. Otherwise I just keep moving.
During one of your looks back, you see this floating orb with like this purple slitted cat eye glowing inside of it. It's floating about 8 feet up off the air. And it tries to like wink out halfway and dim its light, becomes semi-translucent as you look at it.
I pick up the pace a little bit with the doctor, and I'm keeping, looking over, trying to keep track of where this thing is. How close am I to the cordon? Could I get the attention of an officer to take the doctor? Could I?
Let's see. You'd have to shout very, very loud to get the attention of a police officer at this distance.
Okay.
They could probably just barely see you, but there's no way that they would see the floating orb.
I think I'm keeping looking back, holding on and like trying to speed up the pace a little bit without spooking him. And as we're getting a little closer, I'm like waving my other arm up to try to get the attention of the officers as soon as possible, but I don't want to scream. I don't want to yell out. I don't want to spook the doctor.
As you pick up the pace, do you run?
I don't think I can get him to run.
Okay. You pick
or
up
just
the
like trotting a little bit.
Okay. There is a high-pitched whine, and the hairs on the back of your neck rise up, and you get a sensation of heat from behind you. And that's when we're going to cut back to Bats with Faces.
So on the climb up here, I think I imagine as the lighting is getting worse, like I've taken my flashlight and I've taped it onto the end of my tranq rifle here. So I'm just gonna swing it up at the ceiling and get a sort of flash on them, hopefully, but definitely a look at them.
All right, so you do that. No roll required. You point it at them, and Bats with Faces is a really apt description because it's a head and then wings and like little awful 3-fingered hands at the ends of the wings.
But like their whole central body is just a head.
And their whole central body is just a head. They have this ridiculous mohawk of like black fur.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are otherwise kind of this gray-brown, semi-natural tone of fur. And then some sort of pale grayish pink skin as their wings spread. And they're going to try and swarm you. What do you guys do?
I am scrambling with that plastic packaging. I'm going to get that thing open. I found the box knife, and I am going to get that thing open.
I'm firing off some trank darts.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll easy to get that clamshell open because it's been enough time. But it's going to eat up your first action. So roll to fire some trank darts at them.
All right. Dexterity.
Yep, I think that's
or no, wrong system. Yeah.
Of course.
So
but we all know you really meant.
Is it prowess?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, fighting, athletics. Shame.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, stop judging me. That's a 5.
Whew, okay. So one of them is going to clamp right on you and like wrap its wings around your face and bite you. So yes, your speech is muffled. You can't see, and I want you to make a resolve roll for me.
Come on, be nicer. Oh, come on. That's also a 5.
Okay, roll a d6. That is the damage that you take from its saliva poison.
Oh, well, at least there's that.
Well, okay then. It kind of tickles. It feels a little bad, I guess. All right. Well then, after that undignified display, Fiona, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna start blasting them with my pistol.
Good times.
That's 9.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. Is your pistol a spray attack at all?
No, it's just
No.
just a 1d6.
All right. Cool. Roll 1d6 minus 1 for your damage. Minimum 1.
So 4.
Okay. So you kill one of them. Its corpse falls to the ground as more of the swarm buzzes around you. Inside of the ballroom, from underneath a service cart, you hear someone shout, "Help me! Help me! What's going on?"
No, I mostly hear like flapping and screeching in my face.
That's true. You don't count. I'm talking to everyone else. Pardon me just a second. I'm going to close my bedroom door.
Okay.
Okay. Did you guys have delicious brunch?
Oh my God, yes. So the remember the place that we ordered the like Southern style breakfast stuff?
Yeah.
So apparently their restaurant group started out in Asheville, North Carolina, which means it's actually authentic fucking Southern food. And they do batch cocktails. So we could go in, lay down $36 and get 4 to 6 people's worth of mint juleps.
Ooh, that's real good.
Oh yes.
I'm going to continue to say that.
Rosé slushy. What? It was so good. Fuck.
Oh, jelly.
I'm gonna make more coffee too.
Oh, that sounds great. Thank you, sweetheart. My roommates went to an amazing Southern brunch place, and I'm mad jelly. My girlfriend had a rosé slushy. And that sounds like the best fucking thing in the world. In honor of my girlfriend's delicious brunch, there is a rosé slushy on tap machine inside of the gala hall.
That is specific.
There are many bats with faces between you and it. Great. So easy. The package yields your device. What do you do?
Okay. So there's a swarm of these bats, and there's also a cart somewhere with somebody yelling for help. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Am I positioned so that I could kind of step between the call for help and the swarm of bats coming forward?
Yeah, no, you can manage that. Is this a
All
preamble to an action, or is this an action, do you think?
This is a question of, like, could I do this thing?
They're flying around. You could swing your arms, be forceful.
Okay. So the cattle prod shaped thing has a dial on the bottom, and at the low end, the parentheses around the centerpiece are like this. At the high end, they're kind of curved out more.
Okay.
I'm going to crank this thing all the way up, and I'm just going to swing it around wildly, trying to get near that cart and fend things off.
That sounds great. I want you to roll prowess.
Yeah, here we go. That is a 7 minus 1 is a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
We're good at prowess.
Yeah. I was like, who needs prowess?
Like, I almost want to make this a resolve roll for you, but I'm not sure if that improves things.
I think I got a 0 over there instead of a -1.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's scary and bad, and definitely the partial success is going to mean, let's see, you're in a hazmat suit.
Mm-hmm.
They like to swarm on people and bite and crawl.
The knees are torn open, though, so if they notice that, they may go for the knees.
I feel like bats with faces aren't going to go for your knees or your ankles.
Nice.
I feel like the head's where they go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they knock off your night vision goggles, which fall onto the floor, and you hear a crack noise. You can probably repair this, but not in the field, because there's no techie with you right now.
Right. Boink.
So that is what happens with that.
Nice.
You are also stymied in your advance. You end up somewhere else in the ballroom. Where is it?
I think I am. There was. Let's see the ballroom. So there'd be like a central dance floor space, and there'd be a bunch of tables around the outside.
Yep, tables, seating, food service.
Yeah. I think probably I got pushed out into more toward the middle of the ballroom floor.
Okay, so you're out in the open. That's not good.
That's bad.
That's bad. That's the opposite of good.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to jump back to Jamie and the doctor as a scorching ray flies towards them. Your arcane senses have picked up activity.
Lovely.
Yep. Pew pew, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to get the doctor to duck.
Okay, good. Good.
I think I'm just like, oh, it's time for a break, and like forcefully sit down. Like pulling on his arm.
Oh, that's terrible. Roll prowess.
That is a 6.
All right, so it's time for a sit down. You pull him down, and he manages to trip and fall forward into a newspaper box, and he is knocked the fuck out.
It could be worse.
It could be a lot worse, but it's still not great.
No. I'm like, oh Jesus. And I turn around and like try to place myself between him and whatever the fuck is behind us.
Yeah, there's the high-pitched noise again, and you see a little purple glow intensify inside of the orb. What do you do?
I am going to attempt to channel the energy that's in the air.
Okay, good.
Essentially, muster as much of a shield out of the air that I can. So this is me using Arcane.
Mm-hmm.
This hopefully not doesn't need too much energy, so I'm not doing anything too risky, but we'll see.
All right, so I feel like this is a resolve roll.
All right, yeah, because I'm trying to hold it back. Anything that comes at us. That's a 7.
Okay. So what you're trying to do is create a barrier between you and the thing. Feeding on the ambient energy in the air with the break between dimensions so close by, that's not difficult. Unfortunately, what you probably want is a little directional shield, and what you get is an omnidirectional hamster ball bubble sort of thing. Which means that you can't keep escaping to the cordoned off area.
Got it. And it obviously does not travel with me, because that would be far too useful.
That would be for, you know what? It doesn't yet, but you're going to have to force it somehow.
Okay. So I assume this blast just comes and just careens off of the bubble.
Yeah, it does that thing where like the magical light spreads over the bubble and dissipates.
Yeah.
So you don't get arcane shot to shit.
That's good. I think I'm like, okay, good. And then I turn around and I see the doctor still passed out, and I'm like, not so good. And I like turn to try to like wake him up.
All right, great. So you were shaking on his shoulder, and that is when we cut back to the ballroom scene. Who's the last person who acted in the ballroom scene? I think it was Easy. Mm-hmm. So we're going to ask Wester what he's up to.
Clawing madly at the thing on my face and trying to get it off.
That's
just
right.
Get it off me.
Just get it off me.
We're not quite to the level of like kneeling down and trying to bash my head into the ground, but we're getting close.
Whew. All right. Are you leveraging any equipment or techniques, or is this just flat out flailing? I don't know if you can. I'm just asking because I'm trying for you.
I think we're a little past the point of trying to talk to this thing, which is sort of my other thing. But yeah, I think the rifle goes like tumbling to the ground, and I'm just trying to pry it off of me.
Okay, then straight prowess roll. Seems like the thing to do. I know.
I got an 8 minus 1 is 7.
All right.
It's not a 6.
It's not a 6. You fling it off of your face. It hits the ground. While you were flailing around, you kick your rifle.
Oh.
It is several feet away.
That's not great.
That is not ideal. It's not what you want. But now you can see and breathe and...
That's great. Those things taste horrible, you guys.
They don't taste nearly as good as you do.
Do not lick them. Just whatever you do.
Oh, lovely. Fiona.
All right. So This person that's under the they're under rubble.
They're under a cart near the food service area.
Okay. And where did the rifle go?
The rifle went towards the seating. So if we think dance floor, entrance, seating, food service, and probably like a little stage, dais kind of thing right there. So it's on the way, okay. But it's going to be a little tough to run and pick through the seating.
I'm going to need to clear the bats before we help the guy anyway. So I'm going to go for the rifle and see if I can use it to scare them off.
Okay.
May you use it better than I have.
So, roll progress. That is a 7.
All right, so how are you using the rifle? Are you pumping out a lot of shots? Are you like holding it by one end and swinging it? What you doing?
I'm shooting. I'm shooting at the bats.
All right, so I'd like you to roll D3 damage, but after this, it's going to be out of ammunition.
Okay, that's 13.
Out of a D3?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said
that's okay.
6. So that's 3.
All right, great. So a couple of them dropped from the swarm.
Nice.
And now it's definitely loose enough that somebody could run through the seating area if they needed to, and hopefully not trip over a chair. Easy. What you up to?
I'm out in the middle of the dance floor. Are they still swarming around me, or are they somewhere else now?
It looks like one of them has spotted you, picked you out, and is going to dive bomb you.
Okay, so I'm seeing this coming. I have a moment to prepare. I am going to try
there's a moment of creepy cat eye contact.
All right, this is happening.
And it tucks its wings.
Yeah,
like makes
I'm
this
just
fucking
going to
face.
try to whack it when it gets up to me. This is like softball or something.
Excellent, excellent. So you're holding your ground.
That's prowess, isn't it?
I would let you roll resolve.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Stand my ground. That's a 7 then.
All right then. So confrontation. You bat at it with the thing. It squeals, sliding across the dance floor, wings sort of spinning out in a pinwheel. It's KO'd. I'd like you to roll D6 damage.
D6 damage is 5.
All right, very nice.
Is that to me or is that to the bat?
That's to the bat.
Okay, that's better.
It twitches once and
then
relaxes into its final sleep. And I think that the partial success nature of that roll, let's see. What else is going on? Get any hot loot or Yeah, the seams on the cuts in your knees get bigger because that was a big swing, and it's like
Okay. Rip.
up your legs.
Yeah. They're becoming cut off short hazmat suit.
Yeah. It's beach mode.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Jamie, have you come up with any solution to your puzzle?
I think I'm like grab the doctor under one arm as best I can. Try to just haul him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around. There's, I think my force field is like bisecting the newspaper stand.
Yeah,
like
when you cast it, somehow it came up underneath him.
Yeah.
And so he's like face planted into it like it was a piece of rounded glass in a fishbowl or something.
And I'm like, okay, we're a little bit stuck. And then I look at the wall of the force field and I look past it and there's the police cordon. And I'm like, I push at it a little bit and like pull to see if I can get it clear. And I think it's like a little bit stuck on the newsstand. Okay. So I can't just roll it right now. And I look down at the doctor and I look back at it. I'm like, this may be a horrible idea, but... And I like hold out my hand palm first. And I try to do like the lightest charged shot I can of like condensing energy within the sphere to like shove this thing forward to dislodge it.
Okay. This is a very good arcane roll. Let's see it. What'd you roll?
That's a 2.
Okay.
Either we go careening wildly, or I incinerated us, or I don't know.
Okay. So you do it, and it wobbles, and you're like, bam. And it comes loose all at once. It was bisecting the newspaper stand, like you said. The newspaper stand is metal. So you have half of a metal newspaper stand trapped in the sphere with you and the doctor. You go careening off towards the police cordon in a laundry machine tumble. Of persons and gear. As you approach, the police shoot at you, but it doesn't do
luckily, we have a force field.
Luckily, you have a force field, but you're going to take 1d6 damage, and the doctor's going to take 1d6 damage.
Yeah, slammed by.
Because you're getting slammed by this chunk of metal that's in there with you, and dropping off of the ceiling of the thing as it cycles you forward.
All right. That is a 6 and a 1. I'll like hold him and try to protect him, so I take the 6.
Okay, cool. So you'll take 6 damage. He'll take the 1. Nice. The good news is you're going to land in safety once the police stop shooting at you. They'll yell at you the usual shit, get down on the ground, blah, 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 hands behind your head. And as the initial confusion from this altercation clears up, you hear a whispering in your mind. And they say, Kai Shira Kai is going to take everything you have. Cut to bats with faces. So
I'm sure that's not bad at all.
No. So we have 15 minutes left. I think in order to get some closure on this adventure, we're going to want to compress things a little bit. I feel really good about the action that we've managed to take part in together. So, as is the case in role-playing games, let's lay out a few things and then make a few rolls and try to wrap this up narratively. Are we all cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
All right, great. So the fight with the bat swarm continues.
As far as that goes, I have my scanner here, which I worked so hard to find the mute button on earlier. And I'd like to just go the complete opposite direction and see if I can set up some sort of whale out of it that'll just drive this whole swarm off.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's see. Let's make that an insight roll.
Woohoo! That's an 11.
Wonderful. All right. So you set it up to shrieking at a very high-pitched frequency. Like you can barely hear it. It's like your ear tickles. But all the bats with faces just cannot deal. They cannot cope. They're like wrapping their wings around their heads and rolling around on the floor and squealing. Right, and you just like beat the shit out of them, and it is an obviated encounter.
And I think in sort of the chaos there of Fiona firing around and taking them out, like I managed to grab one that's rolling around on the floor, and I have like one more backup dart in my pocket. And so I trank it and I stuff him in my backpack real quick, and no one saw that. And I'm just gonna, he'll be my friend later. It might take him a while to talk him into it, but I'm good at talking to animals.
Good plan. I like it. Please write that down as your note. It counts as weight.
Gear impact, bat with face.
Yep, I'm serious. So the situation in the ballroom calms down enough. Inside of the service cart, the mayor is actually hidden. Her name is Flavia Martinero. She's a small woman, so lucky her. She could fit in that service cart and hide from the bats with faces. She mentions that she spotted a sorcerer going upstairs. In fact, she didn't really say going upstairs. She said something to the effect of, motherfucker flew away like Magneto in that 60s movie. Flavia might have looked around for reporters if they were still alive before dropping an F-bomb. So, EZ.
Yeah.
What's your plan of action going forward? You piece 2 and 2 together. Sorcerer. Shard's going away.
Yep.
Clearly.
Yeah, we got to get up there, and Sorcerer's got to be collecting those shards, and I don't know what they got planned for it, but I don't trust it. I don't think it's good. And I think we want to get up there and put an end to whatever that plot is.
All right. What do you do? What's your plan of attack for the next steps?
That's sort of a conversation with the other people present. Like, hey, you guys, we got to get that sorcerer. Is there an obvious way to ascend to where the sorcerer went?
If you had some good climbing gear, you could go that way. There's a break, sort of. Otherwise, you're going to have to go around through the 3rd floor and probably move your way through some of the residential hallways.
Okay. Can we discuss that, you guys? Do you wanna go climbing up this meat crystal shaft?
Well, we can put it that way.
I mean, Fiona is equipped for this, and in fact, Fiona, you know that if a sorcerer has a lot of shards, they can empower some extremely dangerous effects. In light of that, how do you steer this conversation?
So, do I know what kind of effects those would be, or?
Oh, you know, terrible spires with a siren song that kills your whole team. Terrible blood sorcery that turns people into crystal thralls. Really, it's limitless. It's a part of why shards are worth so much money in the real world, is we can use them to do crazy shit. And, of course, scientific research that's totally legit and not just fucking with it.
Okay, so maybe some earplugs in case he tries to enthrall people with a spell or something.
All right. Cool.
Just be aware when we're climbing that gravity may do some unusual things, like the wall suddenly becomes the floor.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll to climb up. You have one climbing kit between the three of you, so it's awkward, but doable.
I think I have one as well.
Oh, do you? Cool. So
Yeah.
2 between the three of you. That's relatively solid. That's not bad. So you're going to get up without any additional rolls or problems. As you climb to the top, the faded fluorescent light is replaced with this sort of dun orange glow from the crystalline formations themselves. The character changes a little bit. They're still kind of slippery, but in a powdery sense, and they're a bit harder. It's very strange. Also, gravity reverses when you get to the top. So, like, once you reach a certain threshold, you start getting pulled upwards instead of having to pull yourself. And that's awkward, but you manage it. In the meantime, Jamie, outside, I want you to roll insight, and we're going to see how much you learn in the time that you spend running back after extricating yourself from the police with a passed out dude. You're
That
like,
is a 10.
no, I'm a delver. I got to go back.
For 10. So I had a quick reversal from my previous 2. And
I mean, you're bleeding and fucked up. And it's terrible, but it's the end of the game. Come on.
yeah. I'm, recovering from a little bit of a concussion, but I'm like, nope, God, run that way. And then I think I look up, and I see something at the 3rd floor level that points that shit is going down.
Absolutely, roll them dice.
For
4?
What? So I had rolled the insight before.
This is a.
He got a 10 on the inside. I think maybe you just missed it in crossing there.
Oh shit! Okay, cool. I'd like you to define for me what you see on the 3rd floor, and feel free to tie in a connection with that little orb eye thing that was following you around.
True. I like to think that that part of the building has finally exploded from just the buildup of the pressure of all of the crystals growing, and we finally see crystals on the outside of the building. Maybe as I turn back, be like, I have to go back. Then just this giant crystal just spears out through one of the big panes of glass on the outside. And maybe there's a whole bunch more of these orb things now floating around, just like spiraling in big circles and
orbiting the crystal spire in like a cloud.
Yeah, or they're like terraforming the building using the crystals. Like they're focusing their energy at different points.
Oh, that's frightening. Maybe they're trying to make this break permanent.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to get up there, and I'm just hauling ass back to the building as best I can.
Oh my goodness! All right. Let's see. Back inside to the building. Who was the last person inside the building that that I was bouncing plot stuff off of? Was it Fiona or was it Easy?
I think it was me and who else had the climbing gear?
I did as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Wester, you guys are up on the 3rd floor. What you come across is a sorcerer and a couple of hulking crystalline thralls. They're these formerly human bodies, just packed on with extra crystalline mass. Let's see. And this robed sorcerer, just perfectly typical, like weird, small, tall hat, lots of glittering gold and ruby jewelry, extremely gender ambiguous, strange, lots of light show style effects. The sorcerer is manipulating a part of these crystals, jamming some shards in incanting. And clearly this is the money shot. As you get ready to bust in, clearly trying to sort of coordinate when Jamie might arrive. But
maybe I do stuff from the outside.
Yeah, you probably end up
Now that
having
it's
to do
exposed.
something from the outside. Do you have any cool climbing gear? No.
Nope.
Nope, but you do have...
I can fuck myself up more with my magic, that's for sure.
You can do this magically. I like this plan. So, what do you guys do? We're going to do a final round of rolls, and then we're going to shake it all out.
So
I've got C4.
Sweet.
Nice. I've got one last thing to try because basically my weapon is a bat now.
A sleepy bat. It makes little noises in your bag.
My wild talent includes communing with nature.
Okay.
Which, these crystals are natural somewhere, so I'm going to this is the best idea, but I'm going to try and attune my mind with these crystals and convince them to stop listening to the sorcerer guy. This will go great.
I like it. C4 is being set up, communing with the crystals. Fiona, what are you
I'm gonna draw that. I'm gonna draw that sword and try and run through the sorcerer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. So, Jamie, on the outside, what are you going to do?
I also have some C4, and I've had enough of magical explosions. So I'm gonna do support magic on my C4 instead.
Nice.
I'm going to attempt to send it flying on a collision. So like I'm picturing, I'm seeing these like tiny figures up there, and I'm going to try to send it on a collision course to explode on impact, like above where the sorcerer is. Like there's a huge, like they're upside down up there.
Okay.
And there's this like maybe there's like a giant crystal growth around the sorcerer, and I'm like trying to like collapse all of that.
Excellent. So, Jamie, you take the first roll.
All right. That is a 7.
Okay.
Straight.
Cool. Wester, I'd like you to take the second roll.
Plus anything?
Pick whatever you like.
Definitely insight. No. I'm battling wills. Resolve.
Okay. Cool.
God damn it, that's a 5.
Okay.
You have strain. You have strain.
You do.
Oh,
This
yes.
Now's the time. In fact,
Definitely the time.
Yeah.
So that's another 4. That's 9.
okay, good.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Easy.
Yeah. Is it like setting up the thing would be an intelligence thing?
Yeah, I think
Setting
so.
up the C4?
Mm-hmm.
Sight, and I will spend a strain as well.
Cool.
Do I add all the dice together?
Yes.
All right, so that's 16.
Whew.
Oh.
Carrying
C4's in place.
the team. Fiona.
All right. Spend a strain on that. 15.
Cool. All right.
Wow.
Jamie, do you want to retroactively add a strain roll to your roll?
Oh yeah, because it's D6, not straight bonus.
Yes.
Yes. Good call. I kept thinking it was.
Like some flat number?
Yeah. I can only add 1 per. So okay,
Correct.
that's only a 9
Okay.
with the bonus.
All right. Cool. So let's see. The way this goes down, there's 2 units of C4 in play. First, Fiona cuts down the sorcerer. It's actually rather epic. The sorcerer tries to summon up this beam of just red hot magical fire to defend themselves. And Fiona's pitch black sword suddenly glows this bright red in response. The 2 energies meet, and then the sorcerer's power breaks against the sword, and then the sorcerer's body breaks against the sword. Bleeding from a tremendous gash in their chest, they collapse to their knees and drop to the floor in a slump. Let's see.
I'm keeping this.
Absolutely, that's a good ass sword. Let's see. Wester, you commune with the crystals. Let's see. They give you something and they take something away. What are they?
I think.
You know what? This is endgame. I'm going to tie this into your background.
Okay.
They give you insight on how to get back to the dimension of Kaza, what the thing. What
Okay.
do they take from you?
I think they take away my connection to nature. I think by choosing to like align myself with the reality of the break, I've lost my sort of innate connection to the natural world.
Ooh, harsh. What?
We only lost your dog last time.
Whew, harsh. All right, so the C4 sort of flies up in an angelic spindle of arcane magic up above. You guys get a chance to see it in time, and Easy sets his, and he's like, oh, hopefully it's timed right. And you guys start to book it out of the hotel. You make it down to the second floor. That's when the C4 goes off. And the explosion is tremendous because it's two separate bricks right in the master shard of this whole break. Lots of red clouding arcane energy collapses. That dimension separating from ours creates a kind of suction that you have to fight to run away from, even as all kinds of heat billows out towards you. As the break completely collapses, things return to normal, except for, of course, the 3 or 4 alarm fire inside of the hotel. Now the C4 has gone off. All said, it's a much better thing that would have happened. Easy, on the way down, you actually managed to find your sponsor.
Nice. We got a lot to talk about.
Definitely. Good reasons to be sober. Fiona, on your way down, of course, the mayor makes it out alive with you. So this might be something of a coup. And Chicago returns more or less to normal. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any other games to jump to, I absolutely forgive you for getting right onto that. Otherwise, if you'd like to stick around for 5 minutes of congratulations and feedback, I'd love that.
I do have to run to another game, but this was super fun.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
So much.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Oh, so do you guys have any time?
Yeah, I got
5 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Game.
I had a great time. This was fun. Thank you so much for being flexible. Did you guys have anything specific that was a highlight, was a low light?
Yeah, this was. I think this was much better than when the first session I ran of it earlier in the year or so.
Well, thank you very much. That's high praise. Thank you for, in the clinch, reminding everybody that Strain existed.
Okay.
I will have to remember to explain that Strain exists at the beginning of my next game of this that I run tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. Well, all right then. I'm going to step away and express my jealousy to my girlfriend again for the delicious meal she had. And you guys have a great day, great weekend.
Okay, thanks for the game. That was really fun.
Oh, good. Thank you. I had fun too. Bye.
See you later.
See ya.